Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle, and this, of course, is a big year for us. It's KISW's 50th anniversary, and we're going to start the year-long celebration this Friday. How cool is that? Just a few days, man. Damn straight. 50th anniversary weekend celebration kickoff on Friday. We got lots of great bands, lots of great alumni.
Members of Alice in Chains are going to be joining one of our shows. Who knows which one it's going to be? I know for a fact, though, we're going to have Mike McCready from Pearl Jam. He's going to be joining us. And also, maybe not a musician, but one of the pride of the Pacific Northwest, Joe Coy. Great comic, grew up listening to KSW, wanted to join us and chat about KSW turning 50. Also, Joel McHale.
Yeah, and of course, another great Northwestern star. And here's the thing, man. Lots of stories. I mean, you think about the stories and the memories and maybe a little bit of the debauchery. This will all be shared from some of the great people we talked to. KISW's 50th anniversary. We're celebrating starting this Friday, and it's supported by Palace Law.
Let's play B-Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah! Everybody scream his name. B-Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! B-Migs, you're a loser.
It is time to be Migs, and it's Tuesday, so it's time to turn down for tequila. What? Tequila. All right, we're doing it.
Tequila.
Hey, we're back to the tequila again.
Yeah,
You
I remember this time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Ooh, nice.
Great. All right, let's get to our contestant. We got Logan in Tacoma. Logan, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Logan will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Logan, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Always.
Michael B. Jordan played Eric Killmonger in which Marvel comic book movie?
Black Panther.
Yes. What kind of fruit juice is used to make a pina colada?
Pineapple.
Yes. Which actor was in Goodfellas, Casino, and Home Alone?
Al Pacino?
No.
Robert De Niro.
No.
Joe Pesci.
Yes.
That's it.
In the game of pool, what color is the 8-ball?
Black.
Yes. What character does Charlie Day play in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Charlie.
Yes. Yeah. What sport would you be playing when competing for the Davis Cup?
Pass.
Finish the ad slogan. Milk. It does a body what?
Good.
Yes. How many players are there in a standard curling team?
4.
Yes. What artificial sweetener based on sucralose was introduced in 1999?
Stevia.
No.
Sweet and low.
No.
Pass.
Which country grows the most avocados?
Mexico.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Correct.
Ooh, this is going to be a close one today.
Yeah, very close one.
This would be one to bet a breakfast on, maybe.
Now, somebody probably would do that.
Yeah.
Not me.
Matt Ty.
Logan, you can't bet. You can't bring us breakfast. That's not how that works.
BJ
He would, though. He would if he could.
He might.
Yeah.
BJ just wants breakfast real bad.
Well, that is possible. Steve, are you ready?
All right.
Michael B. Jordan played Eric Killmonger in which Marvel comic book movie?
Sexy Alexa Man on Black Panther.
Oh, yes. What kind of fruit juice is used to make a pina colada?
Pineapple.
Yes.
Pineapple.
Which actor was in Goodfellas, Casino, and Home Alone?
Oh, Joe Pesci.
Yes. In the game of pool, what color is the 8-ball? Black. Yes. What character does Charlie Day play in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Charlie.
Yes, that's
Okay.
it. Which sport would you be playing when competing for the Davis Cup?
It's got to be a sport I don't know much about, so I'm going to go tennis.
Yes.
Nice.
Finish the ad
Better
slogan.
golf.
Finish the ad slogan. Milk. Does a body what?
Good.
Yes. How many players are there on a standard curling team?
There are 4.
Yes. What artificial sweetener based on sucralose was introduced in 1999?
Splenda?
Yes.
Good job.
Which country grows the most avocados?
Oh, I think Tater Tot's listening right now. She loves avocados. I'm going to say Mexico.
Yes. And Steve, hopefully she's listening because you got a perfect 10 and you won.
Time to get proud of your daddy.
Sorry about that, Logan.
Good game. Good game.
Thank you, sir. You too.
She's definitely proud of her daddy.
That's right. I love you, Tater Tot. I won that one for her.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
did
do.
After
Usually-
the fact.
Yeah, exactly.
I called it after the fact, BJ.
That's the safe way to go. That's the best way to do that.
Yeah.
Don't want to disappoint the children.
Right.
Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Yeah, buddy.
10 out of 10. Feeling good.
I thought it was the Ryder Cup is the boating one, right? And I was going to be so mad at Rev because I would have said boating and he would have been no, and I would have said yachting and I would have thought I had it right. Davis is for tennis. Oh damn, you would have kicked my butt today, Steve.
Yeah, I just kind of had to figure it had to have been. I was going to go golf for tennis. I was just like, it sounds like a trophy in one of those. I've heard it before. I just don't remember which one.
Damn.
Actually, I went with tennis.
I would have lost breakfast because I would have said he's not going to get the Davis one because I was thinking it was the boating one.
And the Ryder Cup is for golf.
Oh, then what the hell's the one for the boating?
The Australian Cup.
Yeah, I don't know. Some in San Diego, whatever they do. All right, well, there you go. Somebody can tell us. There's some sort. I thought there was some sort of cup you get for the yacht races they do in San Diego, but I don't know what I'm talking about.
The Padre Cup.
Yeah. Vicky?
Ton cup?
Okay, that's not what I'm thinking of. So
Okay, well.
my give up. So what's the Ryder Cup? That's golf?
The Ryder Cup is, yes.
All right. Well, I would have lost everything today. Everything. My entire life would have been gone. This is some news that I wonder how long they've known. This is the question I have. How long have dentists known about your sex life?
I don't usually have those conversations with my dentist.
I wouldn't either, but they
He's
actually,
a nice guy, but I'm really not going to tell him about what's going on, when the doors are closed.
Dude, I got news for you. There's something he could know about you or anybody. It depends upon what you're doing behind closed doors. But I guess dentists have had information for quite some time when it comes to a certain sexual activity that, pretty much almost every guy loves to be part of. And don't know who's going in, who's basically the giver of such wonderful times. But, we all talk into the microphone.
Oh, okay.
The dentist apparently can tell if, in fact, you're a person that likes to talk into the microphone. Yeah. Yeah. I guess there's a specific spot in your mouth, and somebody on TikTok posted a video, and people thought, is this true? The dentist can tell if you're doing that with your partner? Really? And here's a clip from a dental hygienist saying, yeah, it's true. We can tell if you, if you're talking into the microphone.
So a friend of mine sent me this video and was like, oh my God, is this true? Yes, it is. To say that I'd be able to tell if you did it like 3 years ago, no. But if you did it recently and you were a little bit aggressive about it, when I do my oral cancer screening, I check everywhere in your mouth. I'm looking for anything. So yes, some individuals might have bruising to the palate, if you know what I'm saying. So yes, we can tell.
Wow.
What if you're just an aggressive popsicle eater?
That could very well be. And bananas, I know you like bananas.
So that's the excuse to be used.
I swear, I was just eating a popsicle before I came to the dentist.
Yeah. That is
what a weird world, man.
That's pretty wild. So they know. They go, oh wow, she's got some bruising. He's got some bruising. Okay, we know what's going on.
Do you think there's ever been a situation where the oral hygienist then leaves the room to go over to the dentist? Who's, because how a lot of times you get the cleaning and then the dentist comes in for like the final walkthrough or whatever, and then like the oral hygienist goes over and it's like, dentist guy, sir, ma'am, whoever you are. You got to see what's going on in this person's mouth, man. They just took a beating.
Yeah.
You think?
Oh, I come on. Of course they must talk about that.
I guess you got to find a way to make the day go by quick.
Yeah. You're going to share that. You're going to go, hey, look at, holy moly.
I wonder if they have like a code. Like, notice that they have, they come up with like some kind of fake term that we don't know.
It's a cold blue, as it were.
Right. Like the phallic contusion.
Yeah, the phallic contusion. That's real code. I'm sure nobody will know what that means.
There's not really a whole lot of code right there.
Well, if you don't know these proper terms, Rev, maybe it is.
Yeah, the penile abrasion code. That'll be, there you go.
Right.
Yeah, no one will ever get that.
No.
Yeah. Wow, so you actually, there you go, going to the dentist. If you've been recently having a great time with the microphone, turns out they'll know. Oh,
Well, then they say dentists could they could see if you've been using drugs or things along those lines because they're just certain drugs make your teeth grind or whatever it may be, that they're onto you.
Yeah, I know my eye doctor can tell so much by they do an eye check, some sort of thing where they put this giant green light in your eyeball, and they're able to tell if you got high blood pressure, if you're gonna have a heart attack.
Oh yeah. I thought you were gonna say the same thing with the dentist thing, like you got bruising in the eyes. I'm like, really? Clearly, you're missing.
That's very possible. I go, sir, what the hell is going on over here?
Sir, are you okay? Yeah. The eye is not the spot for that.
Yeah. Oh man, that's
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We got a woman that received an angry letter from one of her neighbors, all because of Christmas lights. What? Come on, those are happy things. You're gonna hear from her at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
New on Curiosity Stream. Deformed trees, mutated wildlife, and no humans for miles. 10 years after the disaster at Fukushima, see what this irradiated ecosystem can teach us about nuclear fallout on Radioactive Forest. Plus, looking for the most diverse marine life on the planet? Dive into the Coral Triangle and experience a frenzy of wildlife you've got to see to believe on nature's greatest secret. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's a woman named Sarah, and daughter, you'll be happy to know she spells it the right way with no H. She had a difficult holiday season. Several of her family members got COVID-19, and her father and aunt died of it. Oh, that's a beating. She was dismayed to then receive a letter in the mail that read, "Take your Christmas lights down. It's Valentine's Day." The letter arrived with no return address. Here she is talking about it.
We opened it and we were a little taken back because, we've been through a lot lately. I would just like them to remember to be kind, especially during a pandemic. You don't really know what anybody's going through.
She wasn't the only one that got the letter, too. Her neighbor, Lori, got one as well.
I thought it was really rude, especially now with COVID and everything going on. Mind your own business. This is my property. So if I want to leave my Christmas lights on all year long, I will.
So I don't know if the lights are on or not. I mean, they could be up, but I don't know if the lights are on. But even if they're on, unless they're blasting in your window and really bothering you, like, what do you care?
When they say, like, before Christmas, like, a lot of people putting up their stuff super early because they wanted to get in a good mood because of everything that's going on in the world. And now, after the fact, I wouldn't care. I don't understand why people get so worked up about it. Like, I had a neighbor that had Christmas lights up all the time. I think they were just too lazy to take them down. And I thought it was hilarious.
Did they turn them on?
No, I don't remember them turning them on.
See, that's what I don't know, because I'm with you, Steve. Sure, they got their lights up on their house. What am I even noticing? I mean, if they turn them on every night, you'd be like, all right, I mean, maybe that's something, but they're just up. Who cares?
What I love is just like the passive aggressiveness of this whole thing. Like, instead of just like, go and knock on the door and say, hey, what's going on? I notice your lights are on. This person, not only did they send them a letter, but they actually mailed the letter. So they didn't even, like, take the letter and walk up and leave it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's already annoying enough as it is. You wrote a letter, you leave it at the door. Like, they actually went and delivered this letter.
It's the coward's
with
letter.
A stamp.
Yeah, that's very cowardly. I mean, because there's no return address, so you have no idea who did it, because you're right, Steve, they're not going to go to the door. They could be seen.
Take your Christmas lights down. It's Valentine's Day. That's all it says in a typed out letter.
Oh, and it's typed out as well.
Well, you don't want them to figure out who did it.
Unbelievable. It's amazing, just that passive aggressiveness.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
Well, I think that makes their neighbor, if it is their neighbor, a pretty crappy neighbor.
I'd put up more Christmas lights after that letter.
Oh, yeah.
And just go full on crazy. Put up some Halloween decorations, too, while you're at it.
Throw them all up, yeah.
Yeah, everything.
All of them. I'd buy a turkey, let it run around the front yard.
Set off fireworks every night. Treat it like it's 4th of July. Yeah. Like, celebrate every holiday every day of the year.
You're talking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's get some, you know what? Let's get some leprechauns out there, a little trashed.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it all. So, this woman receives a letter from her neighbor telling her to take down her Christmas lights. What about you? When did you realize that you had a crappy or strange neighbor? Of course, my neighbors aren't going to be participating in this because I'm amazing. So I just wanted to know. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. When did you realize that you had a crappy or strange neighbor? Your calls, your texts after System of a Down on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A woman receives a letter from a neighbor telling her to take her Christmas lights down. What about you? When did you realize that you had a crappy or strange neighbor? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Amy in Port Orchard, you are on The Rock.
Hello.
Hello, Amy. Welcome to the show.
So I used to, years ago, live in a low-income apartment, and the mental health hospital that was nearby used to house their patients there that were supposedly done staying there, I guess.
Oh.
And this neighbor used to scream obscenities in the middle of the night. Like just all sorts of crazy stuff. And my son was only like 3 years old at the time, and he was like, what is going on? And she would stand, these were like single level apartments, so they were almost like little duplexes, and we all had like a community yard, and she would just stand out in the middle of the yard at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night and start screaming obscenities.
Man, I don't know how it is that somebody like that can just be allowed to hang out. I mean, obviously there's something going on, and you would want to get them help. But man, why do you have to live with that?
Well, right, because they usually have to, like, if they don't have any more beds available at the mental health hospital, and if somebody is in more need, they basically kick those people out and put them in apartments.
Yeah.
And then until they start doing something, which eventually happened because there was one night she did it for hours on end, and there was like 3 of us that called the cops and said, hey, something's got to happen because this is ridiculous. And within a couple of days, she was gone.
Man, Vicky, I can't believe that. I'm glad you got your own place now where you can yell all those things and nobody will hear you.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember going in and out of one place in Capitol Hill. I got a place that was close to our old work. I'm like, sweet, I could walk there all the time many, many, many years ago. And I did not realize that this apartment complex was pretty much across the street from what was like a female, I don't even know what to call it. It was just a place where I think females that had like some mental problems would stay. And every night for the first 3 nights that I was there, a woman would just spend the entire night screaming, top of her lungs.
Oh, man.
I finally was like, I can't do this anymore. I just packed up and left. I was like, I'm done. I'm cutting my losses. I got out of that apartment. I'm like, I'm not staying here anymore. It was just like, it was just too much.
It wasn't in your building, but you could hear it.
It was across the street, and one building over.
Oh, man, that's loud.
And I was on the first floor.
Oh.
And it didn't matter if my windows were closed, man. You heard it, and it was like, you get up early. So it's like, I don't know, 10 o'clock at night, the last thing I really want to hear is someone screaming bloody murder every night.
Man, it's amazing how, because I remember Rev had that neighbor.
Well, yeah. Our place was kind of weird, too, because she wouldn't yell at us specifically unless our door was open. So we just basically dubbed our door the portal, because whenever it was open, because, it's a little too hot or anything in the house, the wheels would come off, and she would just sit out there and just start yelling. She would set off her car alarm to quote unquote scare off the rats under her porch.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And she was battling everybody. And one day I just had it, and I just yelled at her for for 15 minutes just to shut the F up. And she didn't. So we just ended up moving.
Oh, man, I wish you recorded that. That would have been some great stuff.
There was not enough time for me to grab it. I just had enough at that point for me to grab a phone or anything to get that.
Rev going after the yelling lady. Nice. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Scott in Olympia, you are on the Rock.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Good morning, Vicky. How you doing?
Hi, Buffy.
So how about you, Scott? When did you realize, my neighbor is a very crappy, strange person?
Yeah, so I moved into a little small town south of Olympia last year, right around this time. And the first thing I noticed, my neighbor, I only have two neighbors, but, it's part of the reason I bought the house. The entire back of it opens up to a field and a little river and everything. But anyways, when I move in, the neighbor's lawn is 3 feet of grass. There's a toilet in it. There's boards and all types. I'm like, what is going on with this guy's house?
There's a toilet in his front yard?
I mean, anything. It looks like this guy remodeled his house, and instead of taking the stuff out, he just dumped it in his front lawn. Because that's what you do, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I'm a little frustrated just by that I have the dirtbag neighbor, but whatever, So come 4th of July, a couple days before the 4th, I got some younger kids, 10, 8, and 7. And I'm I just start lighting off fireworks, 4 days before the 4th. It was July 1st, 8:30, it's barely dusk. I light off a couple mortars, and he opens his window, and he starts yelling profanities at my children.
Oh.
So I tell this guy, I look at him, I just tell him, dude, you got to shut up and worry about your own house before you tell me anything about my firework lighting. I was clean up your yard, I'm done with you. So the next day, my other neighbor comes out, who's a cool guy. He's introduced himself, kind of normal dude when you move into the neighborhood. But he tells me this guy is so crazy that the other neighbor that used to live in my house, the reason why it's vacant, he had a dog, and his dog got out, went into my neighbor's yard, and this guy shot his dog.
Jeez.
So, yeah. So the guy, yeah, exactly, right? Steve, sorry, cover your ears, Steve. It's not your dog. It's a random dog.
Whoa.
But, so this guy was so crazy that he called all of his buddies, and they got on 4-wheelers and dirt bikes and full body armor and shotguns, and they're driving around this guy's house, tearing up his lawn, shooting guns in the air, telling him to come outside. So anyway, they all got arrested, obviously. And that's how my house was for sale, because the primary breadwinner went all Mad Max on this guy. But,
man,
that's what I'm living next to.
He
shot his dog, and then these guys get thrown in prison for...
The toilet seems like the least of the issues.
Yeah, that's Scotty. That's a. They got Carfax. Do they have house facts?
They should.
So you could look up and see some of the S that's gone down in the place. Man,
it would be nice to know what you're walking in on. A little warning. Hey, just so you know, this house is a great deal, but also you're dealing with the person next door that's just completely out of their mind.
Wow, literally getting the crazy man's militia up in your yard. Oh, man, with guns going, come out, we're going to come get you. What? What?
And speaking of fireworks, this is not a crappy neighbor. It's more like a shout out to whoever in our neighborhood decided to set off fireworks during the Super Bowl. They timed it during the halftime show and then also at the end, so it felt like we were there. I thought that was kind of cool. So just shout out to that person who set off the fireworks.
That is pretty, to synchronize with the show, that's pretty amazing.
Right, this is the person I think that sets off fireworks for, no matter the Seahawks win or lose, they're setting off fireworks. And I got to imagine it's the same person. They just got an abundance of fireworks. And they're like, we need reasons to set them off. All the weekend, they got fireworks going off. We'll set them off during his set. It was great.
That's awesome.
And my wife's like, are there fireworks going outside or is our sound system that good? I'm like, no, someone's setting off fireworks in our neighborhood. This is great.
That is unbelievable.
All right, this might be the most... I don't even know how I would react, but I'd be very sad if this happened and my neighbor did this. During Halloween, my strange neighbor opened up the pumpkins that we were going to carve and stole the seeds.
Huh?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Imagine going onto someone's porch, taking their pumpkin and gutting it.
But they left the pumpkin.
Well, the seeds are the best part.
Yeah. Or are they sending a message?
Which is what?
I know, like the
seeds?
Like the horse's head and the Godfather? I don't know. Like wouldn't you just take the pumpkin at that point? Like you left it there after you gutted it.
Maybe they just thought they weren't going to use the seeds.
I guess.
And they're doing them a favor.
Oh yeah, maybe they thought how they won't notice a thing.
That would mess with my mind.
That would mess with my mind too.
I might need to move.
Because somebody was like, did they hang on my porch and do that? It takes a little bit of while. It takes a while, doesn't it?
Did they take the pumpkin, bring it back, seedless?
What is wrong with people?
If you want to see the seeds again, a little ransom note inside the pumpkin.
Spell it in pumpkin seeds. You know, like that way you couldn't be identified.
The only way that could be absolutely weirder is if they just came by and was like, hey, we roasted some pumpkin seeds for you. Would you like to try some?
No, thank you.
Yeah, right. Those are my seeds.
Yeah, that is weird. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. When did you realize you had a crappy or strange neighbor?
Crappy indeed, because I've only seen my next door neighbor maybe twice in the almost 2 years I've lived here. Current.
Okay.
And they proceed to let their dog just poo all on my side because we share like this little weird middle kind of space. And it's fine. You can let them poo and not cleaning it up on your side. But when I have to go through to get to, my hose or whatever, I do not like stepping in dog poo. So I've turned to just flinging it on their side, which sometimes lands on
Vicky
their
the poop
house.
flinger.
Well, you guys remember the problem I had, so Vicky's living it.
And it also sucks because I used to have 2 recycling cans because my old roommate would receive a lot of Amazon packages, so we upgraded to 2. And they would use my recycling cans.
What?
Like I would see their stuff. I'm like, we don't eat any of this stuff or use these boxes. And
okay, that's messed up.
That's like if they would have asked, like, hey, you know what? We have a little extra this month. We got the babies, the diapers, or whatever. We need some space.
Yeah, mind we pop some stuff into your thing.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes we didn't use it all. And I would have been fine. I would have been like, sure, definitely go for it. But the fact that they didn't ask and they try to be sly about it, like, screw you.
Because if you don't, you're not going to wheel it out knowing that, well, I haven't used it, we're fine. Then when you finally go to have to fill it up and realize it's half full,
right?
That's BS.
We've joked about that when we moved. Like, we're like, crap, we have way more recycling than we can fit in our thing. And I always see, like, our neighbors, like, their thing is pretty much empty. Like, you can kind of get a vibe and you're just like, it'd be kind of funny if we just threw some of our stuff in there, but I would never think of really doing that. It's more of like a joke with my wife, like, how about we just use theirs? They'll never know, but I would never think of really doing that.
I would ask them anyway. Like, if it's on the curb already, I'd be like, all right, no harm, no foul, but I still think it's the right thing to do to just knock on the door and go, hey, you mind if we throw a couple of things on your recycle on the curb because you have some room? That way we don't have, because we're so overflowed.
Right. I would
At least
not
you
have.
ask.
Yeah, I've been like, yeah, definitely go for it. I have space.
But when it's parked around in your back like that, that's for no. You don't go touch people's.
No.
What the hell is wrong with America?
That's bad, but I still don't think it's as bad as stealing someone's pumpkin seeds. Come on. Can we
That
all
is
agree?
awful. That is
That
worse.
was effed up.
You're right. That's probably the death penalty. You're absolutely right about that.
How about this person? I was living in a new development. The neighbor built this fence between our yards. 3 months later, he came over and threatened to sue us if we touched this fence again. He said we touched it 3 times.
You mean like just touching it?
Yeah.
What is up? Well, I mean,
people are just on edge. Like, I think they just assume their neighbors are going to suck, so they're already in like defense mode.
Hey, I get it because you put the fence up.
Okay, I didn't mean that, but yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally meant that. I'm a pun king.
There you go.
But like, I even think about that, like with the new development, we're in like, who are these new neighbors? Are they going to be a problem? And then I'm like, wait a second, like, why am I thinking like that? Like, I'm just thinking the worst of the neighbors before we even get to know the neighbors.
I know, it's so territorial. I mean, I think it's really just tribal. Not to mention COVID's making us all a little crazier anyway. But I think it's very tribal. Like, this is my space, and don't touch my fence, which is supposed to keep you away from my space.
How dare you live in the home that you just purchased?
Yeah.
Did you know I'm used to not having any neighbors?
I'm going through that, Steve, because of course they built a house where I didn't have a house for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I'm trying not to be mean, like have mean thoughts about the neighbors.
Right,
because
they didn't
don't
do anything wrong.
Exactly. They haven't done anything.
This is potentially their dream home. Their forever home. You'll
totally
be forever
is.
neighbors.
Well, that's the problem. They got me as a neighbor as a forever home. I mean, but now I know how to get rid of them. I just need to, get a militia in there and just start firing guns everywhere. I think that'll get rid of them.
Go Mad Max.
Apparently that works. Mad Max style.
Have you walked around naked yet? Didn't you say you were going to do that?
Yeah. Well, here's what I was going to do. The builder was supposed to move into the home if they couldn't sell it. That's when I was going to go all out, or balls out, as it were. Because I was like, all right, builder, I'll show you. But it's like a regular family of people that moved in, and, you know.
They mean no harm.
No,
they don't want the nicest people ever. They might love board games for all you know.
I know. I mean, and they're like doing great stuff for the community, and, you know, they're helping out with, getting kids learning. I mean, you know, they're just like the nicest people. It's like, you know, you can't really hate somebody that's really nice, even though you go, you realize you ruined everything about my life. I mean, it's, you know, so I'm trying to be nice, but I did build a big fence.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I do have signs that say don't touch it. So, you know.
Camera is watching you at all times.
You touched it. We got a guy that got busted for trying to date two women on the same day that happened to be roommates. Okay, buddy. You're going to hear from the roommates at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Usually with my office, we do a flat fee that includes all your court costs, filing fees, credit counseling, credit reports, and one cost. In Chapter 13 cases, that usually starts at about $900. With Chapter 7 cases, so total costs, including all your court costs, attorney fees, is usually about $1,500. We offer payment plans on Chapter 7, so you can start a file with my office for as little as $200. You can send your creditor calls to us. We'll take your creditor calls while you gather up your information and make payments on the rest of the fees. With Chapter 13 cases, we can make payment arrangements in most cases as well and get your case filed even sooner in a Chapter 13 case because of the reorganization aspect to it.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.